Welcome back to Positive Life. Ever since the beginning of the pandemic, many businesses are using the pandemic as an excuse to jack up the prices on food and products and services, and they use the pandemic as an excuse. And every time you go somewhere, something's gone up more. Like if it's bird seeds, or if it's at fast food places, or at sit-down restaurants, that prices have just gone way up, and and pay has gone down or has remained stagnant. And gas prices were going way up, but they kind of regulated, and kind of like balanced out because of uh, I believe President Biden released some oil barrels, and it kind of like kept the prices from going up to like $6 a gallon for super unleaded. What I see is that as service has gone down, maybe people that work in the service industry are tired, because when you get some of your orders, there's mistakes, or just it's like they're just burnt out, and you could just tell, like, based on the product that you're getting, or even the service that you're getting. And recently, so I got a storage unit 4 months ago, and I got locked in for a set rate. It was a promotional rate, and and they knew that I was going to be there 1 to 2 years, and it was going to be at the certain rate. So it was on auto pay, and I paid the first month, and then the second month, third month, fourth month, and so recently I took it off auto pay because I needed to change the payment, because that payment that I was using for auto pay didn't have enough to cover that amount. And good thing that I did that, because when I logged in, so I had a grace period of like 5 days to make the payment, or you get a lockout, and then you would have to make the payment, and then a fee could apply, like maybe 10 days after your payment's overdue. And I realized, like, what is going on, like, that my storage unit has doubled in price, and I was on a promotion, and I was thinking that maybe because I took it off auto pay, and that I went past the date that it was due, I thought that maybe it compromised my promotion, but that wasn't the case, because they said there was not going to be any fees until, like, say 10 days after you're overdue. And it was three like about 3 days after, I noticed that the price had doubled, and then they were closed on Sunday, so I couldn't call and ask about it. So I called today, and I was like, "What's going on with my storage unit? Because the price has gone way up. Now it's like double, and I don't get it." And then they're telling me that, "Oh, we sent you a letter in the mail telling you that it was going to go up because of the market value of that unit." And it makes sense, because this place is called Extra Space, and I liked them at first, but for them to do that, to double my unit because they want to get market value, considering that I was in a promotion, and I was locked into a promotion, and that's why I got into the unit. So why would I get into a promotion and secure a unit, and then a few months later is going to go up to their market value, which is way more expensive than most units? And they were saying that they doubt they could lower it. They said maybe we could get like $12 off. It still wouldn't help, because if you took $12 off, it was still 100 some dollars, considering that it was only 50 something a month. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the way that I was treated, and I contacted the property manager, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna see if I get you like $12," but that wasn't gonna help. Even if she got me $30, that wasn't gonna help, because it had doubled. And I just didn't like that they did that. That they increased the cost, um, because of the market value, and is like they didn't look at the fact that that's like if you get into an apartment and you sign a lease for a year, and then maybe on your third or fourth month they're like, "Oh, your unit's worth more in the market, so we're just gonna increase the cost like 100%." Now you're gonna be paying like almost double, because it's the market rate. Because, and considering you sign a contract that that they shouldn't do that. It doesn't make sense. So when these places are doing this, like these services or these stores or these restaurants, when they keep increasing the cost of things, and they use the pandemic as an excuse, or the market, or everything is going up and the cost of doing this, it's like all these excuses, and that we have to pay for it, and we're supposed to accept it and let them abuse us, and that's not the case. That we need to take a stand. So I made sure to go look around in the area. I found another unit. There was a promotion in another property, not for the same brand, and I secured it for next week. So I did that first before before I discussed what price they were going to give me. It would deal if they could get it back down to what I was paying, and they didn't do it. The guy was acting like another manager for the area was saying, like, for like the region. He was like, yeah, I did the research, and the units are going for like 90 to 100 and all that. I was like, no, they're not, because I found another unit for like 60 on a different property, like for another company, and it was like maybe probably like 4 miles away from where the unit I had. And he was like, oh, and so, and for how long? And I said, for like a year. And he's like, oh, okay. And I said, I just want to end this unit. I was just straight up. I said, I'm going to end this unit, and I'm going to get that property, and I'm going to take all my stuff out next week. And he's okay, and he took the payment. So he wasn't even trying to keep my business, considering that I could have did reviews and everything, because I'm a Google contributor. So I could have done great reviews and talked about, oh, I like this unit, and this is what they have to offer, and this is a stat. But then when I'm going to do a review, I'm going to be honest about how they treated me, and I'll make sure that people know. Like, I'll have a picture of the unit, and this is what it looks like and all that. But this is the service that the company is like. You go in there, and they just increase the cost when they want. So they increase the cost, and it's like they could take advantage of you as the customers. Like, we're just going to increase the cost. Like, what if you didn't have the money? What if you locked in and it was like you're on a fixed budget, and like, this is what I could pay, and then they doubled it? What if you had a $200 unit and then they doubled it because like the market rate is $400 or something? It's like, is this unfair that they would treat the consumer that way? And when you secure the unit, they specifically said that, like, okay, this promotion is going to go for, they asked how long, a year or two, that how long you're going to stay here. They didn't talk about anything about increasing the unit, especially that much. So if I didn't take it off auto pay, I wouldn't have found out that the unit had doubled, and they expected me to still accept it. It's like the principle of, like, I'm not going to accept what you did, and that you're not willing to compromise, and I'd rather go somewhere else. Even if I had to pay the same amount, I'm not going to stay with you because of the way that you did it, and that you just set, the way that you change the price and just do what you want to do, and then not willing to work with it. And I was like, this unit is not worth over $100 some, considering that on the site I had a 5x5 unit, and on the site they had one for web 5x10 unit, which is way bigger, and they had that for like $80. So why am I gonna go pay double, like close to 120, when I was only paying 60? And then you have a unit on your website that's for $80 for a 5x10, which is bigger, and then you're not willing to adjust the price uh, uh, down to that amount. So I was like, no way. Like, I don't care if I have to go carry all this stuff out, put it on dolly, and spend 4 hours to get all this stuff out and put it in the new unit. I'm going to do it because I'm going to show that I'm not letting a company step on me, because they didn't even know that they increased the cost. So, oh, let me check the account and everything and all that. And then he's like, oh, did you get the letter that we sent at the end of December? Like, we have to notify you when we're gonna raise the price and everything. And I was like, I didn't get that letter. And then they're like, oh, that's why, your unit, we have to put it at market value. So what market value? The market value for what you decide is the market value, because the other units in the area are affordable, and that they're way more competitive than your company. So they're willing to let me go. Like they actually took my half payment for the month and allowed me to end my unit. So next week I'm moving out of the unit and moving into the other unit. They're like letting me leave, considering that in the future I could have like gotten other units. I could have got more expensive units. I could have like word of mouth. I could have told other people how great the unit was and everything. And then the way that they treated me. So this is extra space storage. And it was the first time that I went with this company, and it's the last time. Because I've gone with public storage, I've gone with other units in the past, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they doubled the unit, and I wouldn't have found out if I didn't take it off auto pay and then call to make a payment on the weekend and then realize that it was double the cost because they want to adjust it to market value. And I only moved in that unit like 4 months ago, and I was on a promotion for like a year or more, and that they're saying no, that was just for you to get in, and I was like, no, that was a promotion for like a year or two. They asked me how long I was going to be in that unit. I said a year or two, and they were like, that's okay. And I said, I like this rate, and they said that's like that's good and all that. It's good, like it's a good promotion. So just know that if these like storage units or places that do services for your car or supermarkets or restaurants, like if they don't treat you good, then move to the next one. You have many choices. Don't accept this treatment, this poor treatment of that. Oh, it's a pandemic, or if it's a market. Like if they're gonna do that, then you have other options. Don't accept it, because the reason why these companies could step on us is because they know they can. Because then we continue to pay the prices, we continue to accept this poor treatment, of course, and then they're not going to do nothing about it. They're not going to adjust prices or do certain things. They're just going to continue to do what they do. That I noticed that the service is a lot worse as the pandemic has progressed. That the service is getting worse. Like I don't know if people are tired or burnt out, but it's like it's the way they treat you. Like even with your food, they don't market. They don't. It's like the way they talk to you, or they ignore you, or it's like I just can't believe it. Like how these places uh, treat us as the consumer, and knowing that there's many options out there. It's almost like they're willing to let you walk and not work with you, and and it's like you could be a long-term customer, and that you could bring a lot of other customers in there, and they don't think about that. That it's all about the pennies for them. It's pennies, because I don't care if they knocked it down, you know. So say if they increase the cost 100%, even if they knocked it down 50%, so okay, we'll do this. I still wouldn't have done it because I didn't like how they did it, and then the way that they let me go, like they were like, okay, you just want to pay through. I was like, no, I don't like. I'm still not going to pay that price. I said I want to close my unit down. So I didn't like wake up on Monday thinking that I was going to have another. Well, I was going to be moving my unit somewhere else, like where it wasn't even planned. Because I got the unit 4 months ago, and I didn't even plan to even be moving my stuff out into another unit, because they decided that they wanted to increase the cost to market value, to their market value. It's not the market value for those 5x5 units, because there's deals to be had throughout the area. That there's good deals, and they were suggesting that this is the price, that market value. It's for their units, so what they decide that they want. So they could just increase the cost and then maybe give a promotion on a certain unit and make it look like they have such a great deal. But there's other competitors out there. You can search online, and you can secure these units. Don't accept someone's word, like some company's word, saying like, oh, we have the best prices, or this is what it's going for. Do your research. You have to do things differently now with this pandemic, because they're using the pandemic as an excuse to charge you more, to treat you a certain way, to make it appear that there's limited options and that you're lucky to have them. They're lucky to have us because if you think about it, all these stores, you should download the apps. If you go to certain fast foods like Chick-fil-A or El Pollo Loco or just all these places, they have apps and they have point system. Start earning points so you can cash in and get savings or get free things like even Starbucks or play the games. Do things differently to kind of win back the savings that you're losing because they're increasing the cost and making profit off of us. Like Starbucks making profit by charging more for their drinks. Now for a venti drink, now you're paying $6, and before you pay like $5. So they're increasing the cost of everything and making a profit off of that. So you should be playing games on their app, like buy this and buy that and buy this and earn this amount of points, and then you could cash in for drinks. If you go to Jamba, you buy Jamba Juice, you buy drinks, or they have little rewards or certain things, and then you could get discounts on drinks or free drinks, or for your birthday you get drinks. Uh, if you go to some of these restaurants on your birthday, they'll give you a certain, a free entree up to a certain amount or dessert or anything. Like start to cash in on these rewards, on these point systems. These apps have a way of rewarding you for your loyalty. So start to do that. But if anyone treats you bad, any of these companies, and they do these things like where they just want to, like if you're locked in on some contract and then they decide they want to change the price and then they don't want to work with you, make it a point to take a stand and just move your stuff out. Go somewhere else. You don't have to accept that. You have like so many options, and you make a point. So make a statement and say, I'm not accepting this no more. I'm not going to allow these companies to treat me this way and use excuses like the market or the pandemic. It's like everyone's using the pandemic. All these stores, due to the shortages of this, we're going to charge this amount. Everyone's using the pandemic to make profit and treat you a certain way. And then their business is their services has gotten worse, and the way that they deliver the product to you is like the presentation is sloppy, and they leave things out, and they just don't do things like they used to do before the pandemic. So yeah, they could be tired, they could be short-staffed, but if they keep doing things, then don't go there. Go somewhere else. So if you want a sandwich somewhere and then they're going to treat you bad, so you go to a deli and you want a sandwich and they're like, oh, like, yeah, I have to make these sandwiches, I'm the only one, and they're like just complaining and whining, don't get the sandwich. Say, you know what, cancel my order. Go somewhere else. Go where where you're appreciated, because you're spending your hard-earned money, because it's hard to make money. And you're working so long, working, 5 to 6 days a week, many hours, and then you have to work really hard for your money, and then you go to these places and then they're going to treat you like you're a number, that you're just another person, that they don't like. They're like, oh, well, we don't need you because we have so many others. Like, don't accept that poor service. That we as consumers need to take a stand. And that's why I ended my unit next week. I didn't plan to do this, and I didn't even expect this, but I did it. I didn't care. I snapped my finger, and it happened. I ended my unit, and I have another one secured the same day. And I don't care to do it. I don't care to move all my stuff out on my own and switch to another unit, and I'll be saving. But even if I wasn't saving, I don't want my stuff at a place where they could just do that when they want to do it. So what happens when the market goes up again? You're going to increase it. So now it's going to be like 150 for a 5x5. You can just continue to increase the price because you think that the market determines that these rates should be this high. So yeah, I'm not accepting it. So it's extra space storage, and that's, they did me dirty. So letting you know that that's what they do, that they will not work with you, and they can just increase the cost when they want to. They can send you a letter saying, oh, we're going to double your cost in your storage because we think that the market value is this. So don't accept it. Don't accept that bad treatment that they could just do what they want to do and not work with you and not even try to keep you, not even to retain your business. So don't accept it, and just take a stand. And you work too hard for your money. Don't let these businesses step on you. Until the next time, value yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. Peace out.